Alrighty, we should be here. Excellent. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to Elite GameSpot's Temporal Forces Top 8 League Cup. For this first match, we have Asher Campbell playing Campbell versus Nate playing Charizard. We had no commentary earlier just because we had no commentator. We've had a great 5-round day, seeing a variety of new decks, and surprisingly only 3 Charizards out of the roughly 20 players that played today. So, sounds like everyone was either teching for Charizard, or maybe Charizard's not the Tier 0 deck we all thought it was. Just kidding. We all know it's Tier 0.
Which also means 25% of the people were playing Zard. If there was 20 people.
It was 3. 3 out of 20.
Oh.
Yeah, so. Joining me, I'm Eric Wells. I'm today's head judge, and joining me is Gracen Campbell,
Hello.
the junior champion.
Hey.
What do you have to say about your win, Gracen?
I don't know.
You heard it here, folks. All right. We see Nate's going to go for a Buddy Poffin to grab 2 Charmanders starting out and just passes the turn. Asher looks like he's
Hopefully
grabbing a Bidoof off of, Hisui and Heavy Ball, which lets him look at his face-down prize cards, grab a basic Pokemon he finds there, and put it onto his bench. In this case, having 2 Bidoofs, better than 1, just because getting to use Industrious Incisors twice a turn is pretty good.
And it could also be a pivot option with one of them because he could have at least one.
Yep, exactly. If he promotes 1 and leaves it as sort of a decoy or a meat shield, then we save that Frigibax from taking a knockout, which is going to set us back a turn if the Frigibax gets knocked down and it's our only Frigibax in play. Nate, of course, is representing a possible turn 2 Charizard in his hand. Asher has to respect that. Since Nate went first, it is possible for him to play Rare Candy and Elven a Charizard before Asher. Let's put Charizard on.
Is there a Campbell there?
Let's do Campbell because it's Asher's turn.
Okay. Asher just passed.
Okay.
It should be just both.
Well, does it? It doesn't overlap, does it? Oh, okay. I guess we could put both on.
They had to both play weird.
Nate, considering whether to play Arven here. Arven, a very common card for these Charizard decks. Allows you to grab 1 item card from your deck, which is basically anything. It could be an Ultra Ball, it could be a Rare Candy, and then a Pokemon Tool card, usually like a Forest Seal Stone. Forest Seal Stone is a powerful card that allows us to search our deck for any 1 card if it's attached to a Pokemon V, and only once per game. But even if it's only once per game and only on a Pokemon V, that effect is still powerful enough to justify using it in a lot of decks.
For example, Charizard, because it just used Rotom V to draw 3 cards at the beginning before they get to Charizard.
Exactly.
And to Force Sale Stun, search for any card before they get Pidgeot.
Yep. Yeah, these Stage 2 decks really like to see a lot of cards in their hand because you want to see Rare Candy in your hand on the same turn that you have the Stage 2, or at the same time that you have the Stage 2. And so, you know, Rotom V allowing you to draw a few extra cards and also being a place to place that Forest Seal Stone makes it a really versatile card for these types of decks. We're going to see a Rare Candy into Charizard and Infernal Rain come down. Infernal Rain is an ability on Charizard EX that allows it to search the deck for 3 fire energy and attach it to your Pokemon in any way that you like when it evolves. So, it's got a lot of HP, it's got a pretty high damage attack, at least as the game goes on, and it puts energy on itself. The whole package. Alright, Pidgeot's going to retreat to the bench. Here out comes Charizard, and here comes Burning Darkness. And just like that, Nate's taking his first prize card, has 4 energy attached, and 2 Stage 2 Pokemon on his board on the second turn of the game. Which really just speaks to how powerful this Charizard deck is. Yeah, we are. Sorry.
And if he has Rare Candy or a Zard in hand, he could just get another.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or if he top decks.
So we'll see what Asher has to work with here. Chenpao doesn't really hate seeing Charizard just because Chen Pao has that unlimited damage cap provided you have the energy. But I
As
think
we
it's
could
gonna.
see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's gonna require a lot of resources on Asher's part here to bounce back.
Well, he has Excalibur this turn.
Mm-hmm. It's got Rare. Is that Ultra Ball?
Yeah, that's Ultra Ball.
Yeah, it looks like an Ultra Ball plus back.
He probably has Rare Candy in hand then.
Yeah.
If you were to do that. Or maybe he's just saving it for later as well.
Ultra Ball's gonna come down and find us a card. Oh, you know what? I don't think he has the Rare Candy in hand. Maybe he went for the B-Barrel. So he could draw a few extra cards, but it's better to have some draw power. Or
But
maybe
then,
he just has the Rare Candy in hand, the Rare Candy Excalibur in hand. He's going to just straight draw 5 cards. That could be it, too. Okay, yeah, he doesn't have the Rare Candy, so he's drawn 3 cards. Hopefully you find the Rare Candy here, otherwise Asher's in a very difficult spot.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he drew it, yeah. Yeah, he picked it up and said, yeah, we're going to go to game 2, because he knows that B-Barrel with a 2 retreat cost means that it's going to take him 2 turns to attach to retreat, and Charizard is going to knock it out next turn, which is just going to make the situation worse. So, in situations like this, experienced players know, hey, my chance of winning this game is low enough that I'm just going to give it up. We're going to go to the next round, and I'm going to try and see if we can get a little bit of a better setup for this next round.
So I think Asher's going second this time, maybe. I don't know. We don't know.
We'll find out. I think going second can definitely feel rough though, because like he went second, he got a turn 1 supporter, and still Nate was able to just absolutely crush him. So I wonder. I could see Asher going first here just to get the first turn to get things a little set up. Maybe try and go for like a turn 2 Greninja play or something crazy. But I guess we'll have to see.
Assuming he doesn't get the stage 2s.
Well, if Asher goes first, then he gets to evolve into Excalibur first, which means he could go into... Yeah, Asher's going first. That makes a lot of sense. Yep, that Buddy Puffin's looking good. That Buddy Puffin will fetch us probably 2 Frigibacks. Asher's doing a quick prize check. Experienced players will go through their deck and count how many of a certain Pokemon are in their deck, or their energies, or a certain trainer card, to see how much they're working with, because some might be in the prize cards. Do you have something to say?
And if they prize something which they don't need, they're like, eh.
Yep. But it's important to know, like, if you've prized both your B-Barrels, that maybe it's not so important to prioritize getting a bunch of B-Doof down.
And a bunch is 2, because I think that's all he wins. Yeah.
We've got an Earthen Vessel in hand, so I think Asher's considering whether or not to play that or hold off. I think it would be, I think it's a good play to go for it right now, just because that 2 energy is going to get you an attach for turn on one of your Pokemon. But really, more importantly, it's going to serve as fodder for that Radiant Greninja's concealed cards. Concealed cards lets us discard an energy card from our hand and draw 2 cards.
Which also gives them a higher chance of getting Rare Candy Excalibur next turn.
Exactly.
Or
and in this kind of matchup, you know, Charizard, where it can really exert a lot of pressure and do a lot with a little, you know, we could use anything we can get. Ooh,
and he's starting Radiant Zard, so he either has to use all 3 of his Infernal Rain on it, or has to attach for turn Infernal Rain too. Yeah.
I think we're going to probably see a switching card come out. But starting Radiant Charizard is a significantly worse situation than, you know, starting like a Pidgey or a Charmander or something like that, or a Cleffa. Which all are easy ways to go to the match.
Charizard run Cleffa?
I think it's kind of like an alternative to Rotom. Like, if you play down your hand, turn 1 going second, and you don't want to put down a 2 prize liability, but you're down to like 2 cards in hand, you can just use Cleffa and draw 5 cards instead of Rotom, would just get you 3. Plus, it's a pivot.
And it has free retreat.
Exactly. Yep. So I think Asher's going to, grab 2 energy from the deck and pass. I think he's sitting on 3 energy at the moment, so if we can hit a Rare Candy Baxcalibur for next turn, he'll have a lot of energy. He'll have at least 3 available. He'll have a Shivery Chill getting him 2 more, which gives him a damage cap of 300. If he finds another way of getting 1 more energy, like maybe a Superior Energy Retrieval or something else, which I think he also has in hand.
But if he does Shivery Chill to have 5 energies, he would probably retreat Campbell and then Greninja, Snipe, 2 Charmanders if he doesn't bench Manaphy.
That's true. Yeah, because because he can Shiver Chill for 2 more. That's a good point. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna see Buddy Poffin in for Sealstone, the Arvin Classic. Buddy Poffin will grab us probably
Pidgey Charmander.
Probably Pidgey Charmander. I don't know if I want to go for double Charmander when my opponent is threatening the possible Greninja Snipe. Or maybe Charmander or Manaphy. That's probably it, to be honest.
And he has Ultra Ball as well.
Oh, Ultra Ball, Gauss Rotom, yeah.
Unless he priced it.
Possibly.
If he priced Manaphy, he would be like... What would you do?
Pricing Manaphy would surely be a game-losing...
scenario.
It would be game-losing for Nate. That would be really bad.
Turn 1, scoop.
Mm-hmm.
Both turn 1, scoop. Don't we need to fix that right there? The screen?
Oh, yeah, we should.
Because it says he run 1 twice when he'd run 1-0. Then Nate will 1-1.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, Roto's gonna come down. Yeah, interesting. We got Charmander and Manaphy. Okay.
And
That's
Pidgey.
Perfect. Yep. So you got Manaphy, Pidgey, Charmander, and then I think Rotom's gonna use Instant Charge here.
Which makes things harder for Asher to get Greninja Snipe. He can still do it, but it will just mean he'll have to get Boss Clone.
Yeah, he would need some kind of way of gusting up. Though, that would make it easier for him because then he doesn't have too much energy to Shenpao to retreat. He can just use Prime Catcher's effect to switch to the benched Greninja. Super Cold 3 energy on, but yeah, we need a Rare Candy Baxcalibur, Canceling Cologne, and Prime Catcher. We've got a B-Barrel in hand, but I don't think we're going to find enough cards.
If he does that, he'll probably just get rid of both of the Charmander.
Oh wait, that's Cypher Maniac's Code Break, and that gets us any 2 cards we want. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. So Asher here is going to grab a second B-Barrel and a Rare Candy, put him straight to the top of his deck, and then when he evolves the other B-Barrel, or the other Bidoof into B-Barrel, he'll Industrious Incisors the 2 cards into hand, Rare Candy Baxcalibur, evolve the second Bidoof into B-Barrel, and then he has almost an empty hand to use with Industrious Incisors. It's insane. Yeah. Oh, he's just going to conceal cards. Oh, did he not have... Did the hand get reset with like an Iono or something? No, he did have both. Oh my goodness, that is such a powerful board. Yeah, we're going to see 2 energy.
Incisors first?
He wants to... Because he wants to thin energy out of the deck. True. He wants to find not energy.
True.
Yeah. I'm not entirely certain why. But... Maybe he wants to find something like an Earthen Vessel or whatever, and it would be better to find something like an Earthen Vessel over the energy itself, because Earthen Vessel grabs you another card.
Yeah.
So we're going to see 2 come down. Super Cold onto Greninja. Draw 3 with Industrious Incisors. And now we have to find the Cologne Prime Catcher here. There's no way for us to like search it with Cypher Maniac's Codebreaker or anything like that, because we've already used our supporter for the turn. So I think we're going to spin the wheel. Pokestop. We got a rare candy and an Ultra Ball. Not the cards we were looking for.
But Ultra Ball could fit cards in his hand. And then probably going to grab a Friggy. Because he has a rare candy in hand. And if he grabs Friggy... Yep, got the Friggy, so if he knocks out his Excalibur, he could get...
He has a backup.
Yeah.
He's got the rare candy.
Then, what's he doing? Super Rod, I think?
Okay, he showed the Super Rod to the camera. Thank you, Asher. Super Rod lets us put 3 in any combination of Pokemon and energy from our discard pile back into our deck. Looks like we put a Excalibur and some other pieces back. I didn't catch in, honestly, everything. It's more than likely, though, that we're just thinning our hand down as low as possible so we can get the most out of our Industrious Incisors. Maybe we'll just draw those 2 pieces that we're looking for.
And also Asher has guaranteed knockout this turn, no matter what, on Radiant Zard.
Yep, we're going to see just a quick
knockout
with Hailblade. What's cool here is that even though Asher's ahead on prize cards, Nate's Burning Darkness is only going to do...
210.
It's only going to do 210, so he would need to find some other way of increasing his damage output, like a Defiance Band or something like that.
Vitality Band.
Yep. That would allow him to increase his damage output to knock out this Chen Pao. And frankly, he needs to, because this Chen Pao is risking too much damage.
And also...
for next turn.
And also Asher has Iron Hands, so he could amp you very much the Pidgeot. No, he has the
not
Arm
quite.
Press.
Yeah, it's not quite enough damage.
It would miss on a couple damage, but really close. So he would be able to do it later. After damaging it a little bit. Then you would draw 3 prize cards.
Yep, there's the Defiance Band.
But I'm assuming he has Zard from Quick Search.
Yep. Yeah, Quick Search will fetch us Zard, so... Once again, Nate harnessing the power of Charizard. It always hits. It always finds the pieces it needs. There's a reason why everyone hates this deck.
And now he just goes bonk on everything.
Yep.
But we don't see the Defiance Band yet. But
nah, he'll attach it though. Yeah, he'll definitely attach it.
If he doesn't, that's a major misplay. Yeah.
Yep, here comes the Defiance Band. The Defiance Band grants 30 extra damage to the Pokemon it's attached to if you're behind on prize cards. So in this case, since Asher has 5 prize cards remaining and Nate still has all 6 of his, he can take a knockout. Burning Darkness will do 240 damage, which is more than Chen Pao's maximum HP of 220.
So, what did he just use? I think he used Nest Ball? I don't know. I think he used Nest Ball. What did he use? He has Canceling Clone in hand, but that won't be too helpful right now. But you can still use Canceling Clone on Manaphy, knock out Charmander and Manaphy. And also, Nate has Illumina on the bench. So, that's another 2 price reliability. So if Asher were to take 2 from that with Greninja Snipe, then he has 3 prize cards remaining. Then he'll probably knock out Greninja back.
Oof, is that counter catcher?
Yeah.
Counter catcher, super superior, and heavy ball? Man,
yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I think leaving the board as all single prizers this turn would be super advantageous, just because then that forces Nate to take 4 knockouts to win the game, when Asher already has to take 4 knockouts to win the game himself.
And
Iron Hands is going to come out. And Iron Hands, honestly, that's going to be the way that Asher wins this game in 3 knockouts. Because what he'll do is he'll try and go for... he's already taking 1 prize card. He's going to try to go for an Ampy very much, probably on the Lumineon.
Yeah, to draw 3 prize cards.
Draw 3 prize cards, and then just take a normal 2 prize knockout on a Charizard, probably just with a Chen Pao. Attach a ton of energies to it.
I would say he would probably... he has Canceling Clone in hand, so I would think he would probably...
I feel like you want to get the hands out first.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to risk the Charizard player collapsing away the Lumineon.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you'll Cologne Greninja Snipe.
Yeah. Assuming Nate doesn't Iona or something. But the question is, does he have a Lightning in hand?
That's a great
He
question.
discarded a clone.
Oh, he discarded a clone?
Yeah.
Oh, Cologne. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Because he's just going to go for a knockout on a Charizard, rather than get the boss canceling Cologne play.
Now he's hoping for Electric. Got it.
Yep, that's really good. Yeah, attach for turn.
And then
Super cold. Yep.
Counter-catcher.
That counter catcher's so good. Didn't even have to use a supporter for turn. Yep, super cold. Retreats. We're going to see 3 more water energy comes down onto this Iron Hands. We have to get another energy out the discard real quick.
Yeah.
That's 3. We're already 3 superiors down. That's crazy. But I think Asher kind of realizes that he only needs 1 more superior to win the game. So we can kind of afford to be a little cavalier with them now.
And Charizard's going to do a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Asher brings up Champao, he'll have 2 energies left, right? And then if he superiors, he would have another 4, which would bring him to 6. Then he would have to retreat for 1, probably. Which brings him down to 5. And 5 makes him do 600, meaning he would have to get 1 more from Shiver Chill, which he should have this game. Assuming all that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming.
Feel sleepy.
I think this is going to go to game 3, to be honest. So, nothing's happening so far. I think what is it Asher's turn? I am confused. No, it's his turn. So he's quick searching, but what for? For what? Whatever. What is he?
Is that an Ultra Ball for Radiant Zard? Okay. That'll be a good upset to the prize map. Nate will want to put down this Radiant Charizard because you want to force Asher to only take one prize card to give him one extra turn. If Asher has the boss's orders and can take a knockout on like a, not even Charizard, but on a Rotom V, then he has a good shot of, well, then he'll just win the game instantly. So.
Or a Pidgeot.
Yeah, or a Pidgeot, actually, yeah. So, well, Charizard will take a knockout here.
Yeah.
I mean, if he has the Radiant Zard if he needs it, and if he doesn't find the energy for Radiant Zard, okay, he did, then he'll just promote that. I was going to say, if not, then he'll just promote Charizard, and then I'll force Asher to have a lot of cards. Yeah. That Combustion Blast attack is able to be used for a single fire energy because Charizard's ability reduces the cost of Combustion Blast by 1 colorless energy for each prize card your opponent has taken. Costs 1 fire and 4 colorless, meaning that Combustion Blast can be used for only 1 fire energy. Very powerful A-Spec. Excuse me. Radiant Pokemon. We're going to see Radiant Greninja come up. It's got an energy attached, which means it's all ready to go to retreat. I was going to say Asher's going to be drawing some cards here. We're going to see Irida come down, which is going to let us grab a water Pokemon. Yep, there it is. Prime Catcher, Chen-Pao. I think this game's over. Chen-Pao's going to come down. We're going to see Prime Catcher come in. We're going to grab the Rotom V. Asher only needs 4 energy, which is not super hard to achieve because he'll Shivery Chill to grab 2. And then depending on how many he has in the deck, he can also Earthen Vessel for them.
If he has one, at least one in hand.
Okay. And depending on how many Super Rods he's played, he might be able to Super Rod in 2 more and then just, you know.
No, he only needs 1 because there's still an energy on Greninja.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he only needs 1 more energy. Yeah. There it is. Yep. Yeah, now he's showing it. Yeah, he's got the Earthen Vessel. He'll just play Super Rod, put an energy back in, Earthen Vessel left the energy, Super Folded on. Asher's got this game. We are 1-1 heading into Game 3. I'm glad we were able to see Asher kind of bring out Chen-Pao for that match to really show just the power that it has, where as long as you have enough cards in your hand, you can really just take a knockout on anything. Prime Catcher really brought the deck into its element just because instead of needing 2 cross switcher, now all you need is 1 Prime Catcher, which makes the deck a lot easier to use. You can also utilize Counter Catcher, which is another, you know, item-based gusting card that requires you to be behind on prize cards, but as long as you're behind, then you can grab it off of Irida, and Irida will grab your water Pokemon and then also act as a boss. Looks like both these players mulligan their first hands, revealed no basic Pokemon, so they'll shuffle them back in and try again. No player gets to draw an extra card in this case, since both of them mulliganed.
But for fun, you can do both players get draw 1 extra, but the rules are
pretty straightforward on that.
Yeah.
At least for tournaments, that is a no-go.
Yeah. But for funsies, you could do that.
Yeah, and for funsies, you can do whatever you want. Looks like Nate found a basic, and it looks like Asher has a Frigibax in hand. Maybe something else that he's considering. I think it's a Radiant Greninja.
Yeah.
Which is a great start, honestly. Your starting Radiant Greninja is perfect. Alright, good luck, have fun. Oof, Nate's starting a Lumineon. That is not what you want to see. It leaves a liability on the board, and you don't get to use its a positive effect. I know me, myself, I don't run too many Lumineon just because I don't like the liability that it is on the bench, and then if you play it, you have to find Collapsed Stadium. I'd almost rather just play like a card like Pokegear or something like that, you know? Well,
Or Turo-
Pokegear has its own uses, but
You could also Turo Scenario Luminon.
that's true. That's true. And Turo, I think Turo Scenario is actually a fine way of pulling it off the board. It's just in this early game where, you know, you're kind of trying to use your Arvins and Ionos to set up, you're not really going to find a lot of chances to use Turo. So I think Asher's going to be looking for, you know, a quick setup to get Frigibaxes down, and then maybe an Iron Hands to take a quick 3 prize cards and set him forward very far in this game. See an Earthen Vessel come down. Asher's going to discard a Superior Energy Retrieval. Probably just have the mind that we probably only need really 2 Superior Energy Retrievals to win this game. Maybe 3. Yeah, yep, the Iron Hands play is right here. Very clear. So we're probably going to see a Concealed Cards. Discard one of the Water Energies here. Oh, we're going to see Cypher... Oh, man, even better. Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking's going to grab us 2 cards in the deck, put them on top.
I think Buddy and probably something else.
That's me, Buddy. I think you're right. I think it is going to be Buddy Poffin. And I think Asher's kind of deciding on what the second card is going to be. It's like, do I go for the hands now? Do I wait? Because the Charizard player did go first, which means if they get a Rare Candy Charizard on turn 2, they can attach 2 energy to the Charizard and the last energy to the Lumineon to retreat it to the bench. That's not what we want to see if we have an Iron Hands down.
Maybe 2 Buddy. But he just grabbed the Buddy. He didn't grab anything else.
Oh, interesting. That seems odd. It seems like just a straight incorrect to grab only 1 card. I think there was 2 there. Yeah, Buddy Poffin. We'll grab us 2 Frigibax and a Bidoof.
I was thinking maybe 2 Buddies. Why?
Second Frigibax comes down.
2 Frigibacks and 2 Bidoof.
Excellent. All right, and then Asher passes the turn. A fine setup, honestly. This Chen Pao deck has a lot of its support Pokemon or evolving Pokemon like B-Barrel and Baxcalibur, but its basic, but its attackers are all basics. You know, Iron Hands, Chen Pao, Radiant Greninja. So you don't need to put them onto the board until right when you need them. So it's going to come down immediately. We're going to see a Rare Candy Quick Search, and immediately we're going to see a turn 2 Infernal Rain, which means that. Yep, exactly. And we're going to see a retreat on the Lumineon here into Charizard. Charizard's going to Burning Darkness. The question is, are we going to find like a Boss's Orders or some kind of gusting card from Nate? Nope, it's just going to be an Iono to reset the 2 hands. So if Asher was storing anything in his hand for next turn, like maybe a B-Barrel or an out to B-Barrel, he no longer has it. But, honestly, as long as he draws into a B-Barrel or an out to it, he'll be fine.
Got a Master Ball so he could get Chen Pao.
Buddy Poffin will come down. We're going to probably see another Charmander and a Manaphy for Nate. Manaphy protects his bench from any damage done by his opponent's attacks, which most importantly protects against Radiant Greninja's Moonlight Shuriken. And Burning Darkness for a knockout. 180 damage plus 30 for each prize card Asher is taken, in this case 0, so we'll stay at the flat 180. I think Asher's kind of looking at his hand here and deciding, kind of figuring out how he wants to sequence things. He knows that the set is 1-1 and that he has to win this game. Things really kind of change when the set is close like this, because in a best of 3 game, it might be advantageous to scoop a game that you know you have a very low chance of winning. But when it comes to the last game, you're going to play it exactly like a best of 1 game, which is you're going to play to every out till the very bitter end. Irida's going to fetch us a Rare Candy and a Chen Pao. And we're going to see a Rare Candy Baxcalibur. Yep, there we are. Ooh. I was going to say, I kind of want to see an Ultra Ball here, because that's going to allow us to thin 2 cards out the hand. Let us grab a B-barrel from the deck. The question is, does Asher have good targets in his hand to discard with Ultra Ball? Because you don't want to discard resources that you may need later. Yep, we do. Looks like we actually discarded the Chen Pao. Maybe Asher's expecting to, like, you know, go through a few more cards and find another Chen Pao. You're just going to evolve into that B barrel with the industrious.
Pressing down Iron Hands.
Yep.
And
Okay, there we go. Counter catcher.
He's just hoping for the best.
Ooh, that's 5 new cards. Does Asher have it?
He already attached for turn. Wait, no, that was super cold.
We have super cold, yeah. The thing is that it looks like he only has 1 energy. He has a prime catcher, but it's not enough for him to get there.
And he already used Irida, right?
Uh-huh.
You're just hoping for the best. So, he just hopes Nate doesn't have an energy in hand. But he obviously will because of Pidgeot. So, next turn, because Prime Catcher, right? Isn't there? Interesting. What's he planning to do?
You might want to speak a little louder.
What is he planning to do? Why he Ultra Ball?
Which ball's going to come down? I'm curious to see, too. There's Superior Energy Retrieval number 2. That's going to be a Chen Pao. Yeah, I think he's going to Shivery Chill for 2 more energy. Oh, you know what he's going to do? Here's what he's going to do, Gracen. He's going to retreat the Frigibacks and just attach 3 energy to the Chen Pao and take a knockout.
Oh,
Attach 3 energy to it. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, you can't take 3 prize cards, but you may as well take 2. Yeah. And then he'll just go for a 2/2/2 prize map where he knocks out this Lumineon, then he'll knock out the Pidgeot later with Iron Hands, and then knock out a Charizard. But as long as Asher... Nate's kind of behind the 8 ball here because... he still has 5 prize cards remaining, which means it's going to take 3 more turns to win the game. Asher will actually be ahead on the prize race here if he takes a knock. Oh, he did take a knockout. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm real sleepy, folks. I apologize. Okay, he's going to come down evolving another Charizard. He figures he may as well represent a threat here. If we put down 2 Charizards, that means that there's not a Charmander on the bench waiting to be sniped. And we have another Charizard ready to go when the first one goes down.
Meaning he can't Greninja snipe, no matter what. I mean, he gets sniped.
Exactly.
Greninja gets sniped.
Yeah. I think at this point, though, I mean, Asher's kind of already is already kind of committed to the whole 2/2/2 prize map.
He could also take 3 prize cards with. No, he can't because Iron Hands doesn't do enough damage. Misses the knockout by 40.
Counter Crusher's going to come down. Yeah, because Nate's at 5 prize cards. Asher's at 4. It's kind of an interesting knockout to take, though.
It's...
Why would you not just take out knockout on the Chen Pao?
Only has... He has...
Oh, because you have to take a single prize knockout somewhere. And so you may as well take it here to get rid of the barrel. So Asher's out of a draw engine. I get that. That makes sense. Yeah. I like that. And then you shove a big HP attacker in his face, so that way Asher has to find 6 energy off the Super Cold with a 4-card hand. And no way to increase it. He doesn't have Pokestop, he doesn't have B-Barrel, and it'll take him a turn before he can get another B-Barrel online.
I think he has another Chen Pao in hand, and a Prime Catcher. So if he has another Chen Pao in hand, so...
He could Shivery Chill.
He could Prime Catcher... Wait, how much...
Oh man, Asher has no energy in deck. Brother. Just the one. Yeah.
Then he has 2 energies in hand.
Does he have a superior?
Yeah, he has... No, I don't think so. Say in moments.
Getting grabbing a beat if I think is the correct play. Asher definitely wants to reassemble his draw engine here after Nate took it away last turn.
Okay.
Question is, what will Asher do this turn to bounce back? Otherwise, he'll fall behind on the prize race. And falling behind on the prize race is a bummer with Charizard because Charizard only gets more capable of taking one-shots as the game goes on.
Which he's able to one-shot everything.
Yeah, he's able to one-shot everything now. So Asher really needs to take his prize cards here, or else he risks being knocked out. Knocked out of top 8.
Prime Catcher.
Prime Catcher comes down. Oh yeah, okay, so Prime Catcher comes down. We're going to see the B-Barrel come up. Asher's just buying time at this point. He's going to promote a Frigibax. Great play, honestly. Nate has Quick Search, so the question is, Nate might, find I was going to say he has a Turo scenario in hand. He's literally just going to play Turo scenario and pick up the B-Barrel. The question now is, can he find he'll probably go for the Prime Catcher of his own. Yeah, he'll just literally respond with the same Prime Catcher, switch B-Barrel to the bench, grab a 2-prize Pokemon, and then Prime Catcher it up, and then I think, that's going to be very difficult for Asher to come back from that. Prime Catcher, one of the most powerful A-Specs ever printed, period. It allows you to switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon and bring up your opponent's one of your opponent's bench Pokemon up into the active spot. Most famously mirroring the effect of the card Guzma from Sun and Moon Burning Shadows, which was a supporter card that had the same effect.
But it was a supporter, so it was more
but it was
balanced.
a supporter, yeah. These A-Specs, they really like to print supporter-like effects on an item card, don't they?
Yeah. Or, really good tools. I don't think Asher's going to be able to come back, sadly.
Yeah.
Because if you were to knock out one of the Charizards, it gets knocked out back. And if he were to take 2 prize cards on, B-Barrel or something, he gets knocked out back. Doesn't matter what he does. I don't think he can win. Unless he gets, TM Devo. And if he runs TM Devo, he just gets rid of both of his Zards, making it so that he can't really do anything. I mean, he could get one Zard out, but he would do that with a 1-prizer. So then he takes one price knockout. He takes knockout with Campbell. Then I think he would just take out another knockout back with that. So I don't think he can come back. Oh, that was oopsie.
Oof, Asher with no response. That's rough. I was going to say that was boss for game. Yep. And Nate takes it. Nate will be moving on to the top 4 of our EGS League Cup. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm going to go to an idle screen, but we'll be back to stream the top 4 match for you. Catcher's test scene. All right, and we are back for our top 4 match here. Stephen L on the left piloting Pidgeot Control. Micah O on the right piloting our ancient box. See, I'll be ancient box there. Yep.
And what?
Piloting ancient box. Stephen on the left is playing Pidgeot Control. So you'll need to help me stay awake. Otherwise, I'm gonna start snoozing.
Okay. Well, hopefully you don't fall asleep
Yeah, me too.
during this match, because it's going to take a while.
Yep.
It's going to take 10 years. It's going to go to sudden death, and then
All right.
he's...
And here we go. Micah goes first. We got Roaring Moon active versus Mimikyu.
Which...
The prize cam's not set up. Don't need to worry about it. Yeah, it looks like Micah's asking about the prize cam. We are not using the prize cam for today, so he does not need to worry about putting his prizes there. Though I guess we're
doing it
anyway.
anyways.
Okay. Yeah. Micah doesn't care too much about the Mimikyu in Steven's active spot, just because most of his, I think all of the attackers in his deck are single prizers. They
Unless
don't care.
he runs Roaring Maniacs.
I don't think he does.
Where are the deck lists?
There's a folder with all of them. This is Nicholas Dalziel, so this is the Oh. Is that heroic intervention for sale? This? That, right there. Yeah. Dope.
I'm gonna pay attention to the match. So right now, Micah is just setting up their board of Roaring Moons, and we're going to find out if he runs Roaring Maniacs. Let's go.
Okay. Okay. Now comes Roaring Moon. Steven's going to use Arvin, grabbing, 4 Sealstone Nest Ball. I think we're just going to see, it's going to be a Nest Ball for Rotom V. Control loves this Rotom V. It lets you draw 3 cards and end your turn. And considering that Control in most cases doesn't attack, they would love to end their turn by drawing 3 cards. We're going to see the 4 Sealstone come down. We're probably going to see Steven announce Instant Charge. Oh, we're going to see actually 4 Sealstone come in. Grab us 1 card out of the deck. If it's attached to any Pokemon V, once per game, you can grab any 1 card out of your deck. It's going to be Buddy Buddy Poffin grabbing us a Pidgey, and then another card. Could be just another Pidgey. Nope, just 1 Pidgey. Okay.
They didn't miss this.
I don't know of any, no. I don't know if any door stops or anything. You could maybe get a card box. Maybe a card box. Maybe like a box of cards or something.
So he does not run Roaring Maniacs.
Nope. I think it's just an all single prize ancient box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Alright, we're back over to Micah. Is that an Ultra Ball? No, that's Explorer's Guidance. Explorer's Guidance is an ancient supporter.
That allows them to look at the top 6, put 2 in their hand, and discard the rest.
Exactly. Yep. So good for kind of picking out the cards that you want, and the fact that it discards a lot of cards is not necessarily a downside, given that Roaring Moon likes to see a lot of ancient cards in the discard pile. Its attack, Vengeance Fletching, does 70 plus 10 for each ancient card in your discard pile.
So if you were to discard 4 off Explorer's Guidance, you're actually discarding 5 ancient cards, because
True.
Explorer's Guidance is also an ancient
Is
card.
itself an ancient card. Yeah, so you just increased your damage cap by 50 damage, which is pretty good. Well, these ancient decks will run about 30 or so ancient cards. So if you play one Explorer's Guidance, the chance of you finding, 6 ancient cards or, enough ancient cards to discard is pretty low. But, it's possible. Anything's possible.
Well, half of your deck is ancient, so, like...
You'd see probably 3 ancient cards.
Yeah.
Off each Explorer's Guidance. But hey, if you see 4, a little bit higher than usual, and you take the 2 non-ancient cards, you just put 2 ancient cards in your discard, or 4 ancient cards in your discard pile. So,
yeah.
Alright. We see a
Unless
knockout.
you need one of the ancient cards.
I think that's it. Yeah, we saw Micah take a knockout on Steven's active. Truthfully, I don't remember. What was Steven's active before this Pidgey?
It was Mimikyu.
Ah, yes. Okay, yeah, took a knockout on Mimikyu. That's an easy knockout. Mimikyu's only got like 70 HP. And Roaring Moon hits for weakness on top of the fact that it does more damage the more cards are in your discard pile. Steven's going to play down a Rare Candy and evolve that Pidgey into Pidgeot EX, the centerpiece of this control deck here. Pidgeot EX has an extremely powerful... Okay. Another card box. Oh, we need it closer to the... Because when it's there, it's not going to do anything. Yeah. So here, Gracen, go ahead and take the trash. Go ahead and take the cans off. Thanks. Alright. And then we're going to put it all the way to the front. Other side. Other way. Towards there. Yep, exactly. We're just going to put it like that. And then we'll put a box of cards there. Yep, the trash will have to wait. Alright, sorry about that. People, we needed to prop the door closed because it sounds like the players could hear our commentary, which, we don't want that to affect things. So, anyway, as I was saying, Pidgeot EX is the centerpiece of the deck. Its quick search ability allows you to grab any one card from your deck once during your turn, which for control players, if you run, 21 of different supporters or cards to use in different situations, Pidgeot can just cherry pick out exactly the cards you need for exactly the situation that you want. So in this case, it looks like, I don't know if he quick searched out the Snorlax or not, but he did just retreat straight into Snorlax. Snorlax has an ability, Block, which prevents your opponent's active Pokemon from retreating.
And also, Snorlax does not take any prize cards, so... And also, if Micah just discards all of his Pokemon, besides the 2 Roaring Moon that he has in play, he's just going to not be able to use Block properly, so he'll just be able to attack.
Exactly. Now, he has to be careful because Steven does actually run a copy of the Mantine from Astral Radiance, which has an attack that puts a basic Pokemon on each player's bench. And so I think most of the cards in Micah's deck attack, so he'll probably be fine. Let's look here. Shiyu EX can mill Radiant, this is I'm looking at the wrong deck. Roaring Moon, yeah, they all attack. Great Tusk, they all attack. In fact, Great Tusk is a fantastic card against control, because milling controls resources faster than they can recycle them back is an easy way to win.
And also, if they only have their Pidgeot V, you just discard it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you win. And also, the only attacking card, which is
I was going to say, Radiant Greninja is the only thing it looks like in Micah's deck that would...
And Fluttermane.
And Fluttermane, that's true. Because Fluttermane doesn't really do enough damage.
And it doesn't run Koraidon, which is interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of players were kind of realizing that the 180 limitation of Koraidon is not really worth it, and you may as well just go all in on your Dark Energy and discarding stuff with Moon. Because you can look at Micah's deck here; it only runs 8 Darkness Energy. He never has to worry about not finding his Fighting or his Fire or anything like that. Anytime he gets an energy, it's always going to be a Dark Energy, and it's always going to be able to be used for Roaring Moon, or for Great Tusk or Fluttermane, because they both have colorless attacking costs.
And also, Sada's Fidelity just allows them to draw enough cards.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to worry about having the wrong energy in the discard pile if you're going to use Sada's Vitality as well. I fully agree, fully agree. So, here comes Quick Search.
And also, if they do need a Pokemon and that to attack, if they were to be knocked out, they'd probably run Super Rod. Do they?
I do not see Super Rod in here.
Me neither. Never mind. But
Which is probably fine because you're running 4 Roaring Moon and 4 Great Tusk. Well, I guess you... Oh, no, there is 2 Super Rod here. Yeah, I was going to say, you definitely want Super Rod to put more Roaring Moons back in because you want to make your opponent go through 4 Roaring Moons.
And now Snorlax doing Snorlax things.
Yep. Well, and Snorlax isn't even the centerpiece of the deck of Pidgeot Control. There's, of course, the more passive version of Control, or Stall, which is Snorlax Stall, which just focuses on setting up as many Snorlaxes as possible and preventing your opponent from retreating. But this Pidgeot Control deck is a little more of a hybrid. It actually runs 1 Snorlax.
One
Or in
or
this
two.
case, it runs 2.
But the one.
But the focus is not on blocking the opponent. The focus is on removing your opponent's resources with things like Misfortune Sisters, Airy, Giacomo, and then recycling them infinitely with like a loop of Silene and Palpad. Where Silene's a card that allows you to grab 2 you flip 2 coins, and then for each heads, put a card from your discard pile on top of your deck, and then you put Palpad back, which Palpad allows you to grab 2 supporters, shuffle them into your deck. So you can form a loop of those 2 cards to never run out of cards in your deck. Looks like Mike is getting a few different things set up on his board. I'm not totally sure why he's getting so many Roaring Moons set up when they could be in the discard pile, but I know that Steven has the ability to attack when he needs to, like with Radiant Charizard, and perhaps that's why Mike is setting up a bunch of different cards. But it could also be just that he's doing enough damage, to be honest. So we're gonna see. Oh my gosh! Look at all those Pokegears and Nest Balls. He's showing that off to the stream that we're really getting the most out of all the resources in our deck here. And Micah out to a quick 3-prize lead here. We haven't been playing this game for too long, but these control decks really like to slow down the game, and the worst thing that happens is when you've already taken 6 prize cards before they've really gotten things set up. So Mike is playing absolutely as fast as he can, trying to exert as much pressure as he can to prevent Stephen from having enough turns to play different cards to win. Control decks rely on the use of a lot of supporter cards, because supporter cards are the ones that have the more powerful effects that allow you to do more things, and so Control tries to slow down the game so that way you have more turns to play all of those supporter cards. But if you only give Control 8 to 10 turns, they may not have enough time to play all the supporter cards that they want to play before the game's over.
Which 8 turns is a lot.
8 turns is a lot for the current format.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no, because we have so many comeback cards that it probably extend the game. I mean, I remember when we played, during Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, and Sword and Shield in games are regularly 4 to 6 turns, And 6 turns was a lot, The VMAX meta was basically 4 or 5 turns, because you just swing twice into a VMAX, take 3 prize cards. Alright, here comes the Great Tusk.
And also...
With Born Ashore.
And also in the format before, it also had Lugia with Amazing Rare Raikou.
That's true, yeah.
Which goes snipe, 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 snipe.
Yeah, it was a very fast format. So
yeah.
That Great Tusk came onto the bench with Mantine's Born Ashore attack. It's a pretty niche card that really only is used by Control. It allows it allows both players to put a basic Pokemon onto their bench.
Mill their deck. Mill.
And so we're gonna see a Great Tusk come onto Micah's bench, probably to stall it out. to stall out Micah. My question is,
He could.
is it a choice to put something onto the bench with Mantine? Because I thought both players had to. Oh, from either player's discard onto that player's bench. Oh, my bad. I thought Born Ashore was it said instructed both players to put a Pokemon on the bench, but in this case, Born Ashore is put a basic Pokemon from either player's discard pile onto that player's bench. So in this case, he selected Micah and put a Great Tusk there. What was that?
Mill.
Yeah. I don't think that's necessarily a bad strategy for Micah. Should some of his resources started to get depleted, but I think like the mill's not the initial goal because milling requires us to draw lots of cards. And if we're drawing lots of cards and our opponent sends up like Chi UEX and starts discarding the top few cards of our deck, then that's not really like a road we want to be going down, because then we're drawing lots of cards to mill our opponent for lots of cards, but then if they're also milling us, we'll actually run out of cards faster. It's something that I found out with the Great Tusk mirror, is that if you play like Sada's Vitality, if you draw a card for turn and then play Sada's Vitality, so you can get the mill of the top 4 cards of your opponent's deck, then there's actually no net positive because you drew 4 cards and you milled 4 cards. You're better off just milling one at a time in the mirror than playing all these cards to draw more cards to mill more.
Yeah.
So I think at this point Micah is going for the combat focused win condition, taking 6 prize cards, and I think that's the way to go. We're bossing up this.
He's already took 3.
He's already taken 3. He's bossed up this Rotom, so he definitely has a game plan to have enough ancient cards in the discard pile to do 190 damage, which means he would only have to have 12 in there. And if he takes a knockout here, a single prize knockout, then that means that we're frankly doing great. Yeah. I wonder why he retreated there. Oh, he probably retreated to set up a Sada's Vitality for next turn. Yep. Yeah, knockout on Rotom. That's huge. That's huge for Micah. He's going to take 2 prize cards here. He only needs to take 1 more prize card to win the game. And Steven's got to really find a solution here to slow down the game, because if Micah plays even a single boss even a single boss's orders, the game's over, because he's just going to grab the 50 HP off the bench, and he can just use any attack to knock it out.
Yeah.
So I think the win condition for Steven here is probably to gust up that Great Tusk, which has a mighty retreat cost of, I think, 4. At least 3.
Pretty sure it's 3.
If it's 3, if it's 3, that's fantastic. Because then he can just use Sada's Vitality and an energy attached for turn to retreat it back to the bench. But I think gusting up that Great Tusk and leaving it there is going to be Steven's win condition at the moment, to buy a little bit of turn. Oh, it is 3. Okay, that's not bad.
But you just use Eerie, so he would have to have Counter Catcher.
Yeah, but he can't use Counter Catcher because he's winning.
No.
Oh, Micah used Airy?
No, wrong person. Wrong person.
Steven used Airy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong person, sorry.
Okay.
And then he would have to use Counter Catcher
Uh-huh.
to get Great Tusk up. Wrong thing. Wrong person.
Vengeance Fletching. Okay. Here comes the Counter Catcher. Yep, that's going to be Counter Catcher, Great Tusk. Leave it there. Leave it stranded. I do respect what Micah did, where he retreated the Roaring Moon last turn to keep some energy in the discard pile, so if he plays Sada, he has some energy to target in the discard pile.
Yeah.
Oh. Looks like we're scooping up our cards. Did Micah announce the Loss? I guess there's not really an easy way to find out. I'll have to go out and ask.
Who won?
I don't know. I'm about to find out. Who won?
I did.
Micah won? Okay, cool. Thank you. Micah won.
No, that doesn't work. Right, just click on the 0.
Yeah, you have to. That's what I thought, yeah. Alright. Looks like Micah won here. There was a scoop from Steven. Steven kind of realized the writing was on the wall after Micah took 2 prize cards. Even if he counter-catchered that the game was probably over just because he was probably able to confirm that Micah had like a Sada still available, and then if he had an energy in deck, he could just attach with Sada, attach for turn, retreat the Great Tusk, and then just continue attacking.
Yeah. And he also would have been able to super rod back in energy, so he could
True.
do
Yeah,
that again.
exactly. You Sada just one, maybe you super rod in one energy, and then you Sada attach the other one to Great Tusk, draw 3 cards, maybe the energy, or maybe the card that you draw is an energy that you can just attach. Perfect. Yeah, that's great sequencing.
Unless you have more than 2. Like 3, then you can super
Yeah, that's
rod,
true. Then you could do as many as you wanted. Yeah.
which adds a percentage amount of how much you could draw.
Okay. Here we go. Steven starts Mimikyu yet again. Looks like Mike is instructing Steven to put the cards over on the prize cam. I don't think we have our prize cam. Yeah, we don't. I want to do that. Alright. And I think... this looks like Steven's going first. We'll see really who plays the supporter. Because Micah made a hand motion like he just drew past, but maybe it was just informing him that he was going first. Who knows?
Them. The people outside. In the outside world. No. But I think Micah would go first, though. Be forced so that Steven, right, could play a supporter turn 1.
Did Steven play a supporter?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like it.
But I think he would go second.
Yeah, it's true. Controlled would generally go second because you want the supporter. Like, playing a supporter is way more important than going first.
Yeah.
That's a great question why he would do that. Why are we touching the missed energy of the Mimikyu? Okay, there's an Explorer's Guidance from Micah. It's going to let him look at the top 6 cards of the deck, choose any 2, and put the remaining in the discard pile. A rough cost, but for this Ancient Box deck, it likes to actually see a lot of Ancient cards in the discard pile, so sometimes that downside of discarding cards is actually an upside of the card.
Basically a restatement of what we said earlier.
Yeah, I'm just saying it for in case anyone joined the stream in the meantime.
Yeah. That does make sense. They
Yep.
could also read the card on the screen, but it's not showing up right now. And another good card that they run is Awakening Drum and Ultra Ball
True.
together. So Awakening Drum, draw a bunch of cards, then Ultra Ball, a bunch of ancient
Mm-hmm.
things.
It looks like Micah just passes the turn over to Steven.
So Micah is going second. which is pretty weird.
Yeah, we're just gonna see the instant charge from Steven.
Because Micah can get a turn 1 knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Because
It requires a lot, though.
he could just Ultra Ball, Energy, something else.
I guess he get it
Energy,
if he has the Sada, yeah.
Sada, attach 2 cards, draw 3.
Yeah, that's true. In hindsight, I think what I said was wrong.
Away Energy.
Yeah. All right, there's the Sada, attach up to 2 energy from your discard pile to up to 2 of your ancient Pokemon, and then if you did, draw 3 cards, and then should attach return. Yep, we're just gonna see if Vengeance Flushing come out. Doesn't matter how much you're in the discard pile. Mimikyu's got 70 HP and a dark weakness anyway, so Roaring Moon is doing more than enough to knock it out here.
140.
At the very least.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
At the very least, I think he discarded 2 ancients, so.
Looks like Steven's considering what he's going to grab for the tool here. He definitely knows he wants Rare Candy, because that's going to give him Pidgeot, easy. And the tool of choice is going to be Bravery Charm, which gives a basic Pokemon 50 extra HP.
So I think he might give that to Rotom.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think Rotom's a good choice here.
Because it has 240.
Yep, because then it has 240, which forces him to have 17 energy in the discard pile. Excuse me, 17 ancient cards in the discard pile.
And I
Not,
think...
what, 7 or whatever?
He's now going to make Fluttermane go onto the bench. Maybe? What would have been interesting was, like, Ultra Ball away things, then play down Luxray.
Alright, we're going to see a counter catcher come on. And then this Mantine's Born Ashore is probably going to put a Fluttermane onto the bench. Oh, no. Oh, put Radiant Greninja onto the bench. That's bad.
Yeah,
That's bad for Micah, because then the minute Steven puts down 2 Snorlax, that Greninja is trapped and it cannot attack. Yeah, that is devastating for Micah. It's going to take a few turns, but I don't know if Micah quite has the gas to get there fast enough, because it's going to take him probably 4, at least, at the very least, best possible circumstance, it's going to take him 3 turns. But it's realistically going to take him 4 or 5 turns to win the game, and I think that Steven will probably be able to trap this Radiant Greninja before that time comes.
Yeah, but also Micah could also boss retreat.
Yeah, I mean, but the question is, well, how much boss does he run? Oh, I got him right here. That's a great question. How much boss does he run? Oh, he isn't running any boss because he just runs. Oh no, he runs 1 boss. Yeah, he runs 1 boss, which is not enough.
Yeah.
Like you could, yeah. Once he's trapped, like.
Well, he could ball. He could just knock out a Snorlax right now.
I know, but once the Snorlax traps a Greninja,
Yeah.
then he puts the right move, takes the knockout. And he's
But
host.
that's assuming he doesn't prize a Snorlax.
Steven? Well, yeah.
But then.
But Steven runs 2 Hisuian Heavy Ball, so
And
he will not
he
prize the
prizes
Snorlax.
both of them. Then,
We know that he didn't because he's got one in play.
Dang.
Silly.
no, I'm saying prized both of the Hisui Heavy Ball and a Snorlax.
Sure. Sure.
Because then there's actually a win condition for Ancient Fox.
Well, if the door's cracked at all, they can hear us is the thing.
I'm not able to hear you with the door cracked.
Okay. So, have you been watching the game at all?
No.
Oh, okay. So, Steven just put Micah's Radiant Greninja on the bench, and we were talking about how it's going to take Micah at least probably 4 more turns to win, and it is very likely that Steven traps Radiant Greninja in the active spot with a Snorlax blocking it before that happens.
Unless he prizes 2 Sui Heavy Ball and a Snorlax, which is probably very unlikely.
Well, even then, the only way that Micah can move that Snorlax out of the active is with the one boss. So it doesn't matter if there's 1 or 2 Snorlaxes. So it's rough.
But he can't boss retreat them. Boss retreat.
What we're digging for. Because at this point, Steven should just be able to trap the Greninja. It makes me wonder what all we're going for, how we're shoring this up, or why we're going for like a Fang Snipe, you know? There we go. Okay.
Fang Snipe.
Counter catcher. Quick search. Okay. Quick search gonna net us a card. I could see it being something like a penny, where when Ari.
Also, Steven could also
Oh, thanks, Nate.
think he runs multiple boss.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? Maybe he's Fang Sniping away the boss. So that way when he traps the Greninja. Or maybe, well, he doesn't know how many boss Micah runs. So I don't know why he's Fang Sniping.
I think he's just Fang Sniping to get rid of as many gusts and then, like, trap it.
I know, but that takes so long. Like, how are you going to win the set by doing that? You know?
You can put the box back.
Okay. Yep, there's the boss. We're going to see the Rotom come up, and we're going to see Roaring Moon take a knockout here. The thing about this is, like, Steven still has a perfect hand. Ancient Box doesn't run a lot of hand disruption because all their supporters are ancient supporters, and then it runs, you know, like, one boss. So it's not going to run a lot of Judge, not going to run a lot of Iono, which means that Steven's hand's never going to get disrupted. It's never going to shuffle back in where it's like, if he's missing, you know, if we shuffle back in his hand, he's going to miss all his pieces. He still has all his pieces to execute whatever he needs. It's a very good Pokestop on Micah, by the way. We got 2 Nest Balls, and I didn't see the third card, but when you spin the stop and you get 3 items, that's what you always love to see.
So I don't think Micah is going to be able to win this one, but
I don't
in
know.
game 3, they might be able to tie and then go to sudden death, which gives Micah the advantage because Micah would win.
Yeah.
Because it goes on until someone takes the first knockout.
Yep.
Meaning, Micah would have likely won. Assuming, but in game 3, Micah or Steven doesn't win.
Try not to turn my brain off here when I see 2 Snorlax on the screen. It's difficult to commentate over it, but that's it's a deck in the format and it's important. Here comes Airy off the Pokegear. Will that be the supporter of choice for Steven, or will he grab something else off Quick Search here? Card here, adding it to Steven's ever-growing hand, which he probably knows is really not gonna ever get disrupted, so you can just kind of slowly accumulate resources over time. That's why cards like this, like Iono or Judge, are really important for the format, because they allow for a little bit of a reset when, you know, players are drawing a few too many cards, assembling too many resources, they got too many items in their hands and stuff like that. Then
Like
Iono and Judge allow them to reset that. So
Yeah.
Aries going to come down. Let's Steven take a look at Micah's hand and discard 2 item cards he finds there. I'm not seeing too many item cards, frankly. And the fact that he discarded a Pokegear is a sign of that. A Super Rod's going to go down, though, which is really a bummer. And then we're going to see a Luxray Fang Snipe come in. I think Steven probably saw a really great trainer card in Micah's hand that he wanted to get rid of. Yeah, just get rid of an Explorer's Guidance. Prevent Micah's use of that card. It's still going to power up his discard pile, but, I mean, this Luxray has a Hero's Cape, which means it's got 310 HP. It is not going down anytime soon. And Steven can initiate a Penny Loop until he's depleted Micah completely of his resources.
Or if he runs out of Pathouts.
What was that?
Or if he runs out of Pathouts.
You say runs out of path outs?
Palpads.
Yeah,
Steven.
but then once he runs out of Palpads, he can use Silene. But
Silent
that's going to take a
Pathouts.
long time before we're there.
Wait, how many pennies does he run?
What was that?
How many pennies does he run, Steven?
At least 3, I guarantee it.
Imagine it's just...
Oh, only 2. It's actually huge. How many Palpad? Probably 3? No, 2 penny, 2 Palpad. Interesting. It's actually a unconditional, or an unusually low amount of penny and Palpad for the deck. How many Silene? Just 1 Silene. So, yeah, it's actually a pretty low amount of recycle outs. So I think Micah could, you know, if he just keeps battering into this Luxray, that we could eventually run out of penny outs for Steven. Pokegear's going to come down for Micah. We're going to see if we can find maybe a
Okay.
supporter card in there. I think we found a Sada.
But if he has to use Silene, it uses his supporter and then Luxray is knocked out.
Yeah.
Meaning that won't work. Meaning only the pennies and the 2 Palpads.
Mm-hmm. Palpad's going to get us 2 supporter cards back into the deck. Oh, that is true. I didn't think about the fact that Micah has Palpad. How many does he run? Oh, he runs 2 Palpad, actually. Well, we might be okay, actually. So Palpad allows us to shuffle 2 supporter cards back into the deck, and Micah chose a boss, and if I had to guess, probably a Sada. I think Explorer's Guidance is a bit risky to play with this few cards left in deck, because the minute you go down to 2 prize cards left in deck, your opponent's just going to find Chi-Yu EX, and then just jealously cinch away the rest of the cards in your deck. But yeah, we could see a boss's orders here that like bosses up a Pidgeot, or maybe a Snorlax for an easy prize card, or something. Micah's probably keeping in mind how many Palpads he has, and frankly playing them the minute he gets them, because he does not want them getting airied away. The minute that Steven plays Airy and gets rid of a Palpad is the minute that Micah loses.
And then if he bosses up Pidgeot and knocks it out, then then he wins. But he might have enough. I don't think so though. So let's see. So let's see. Mawile trap.
Yeah, the Mawile came down, which has the Tempting Trap attack, which allows us to prevent the defending Pokemon or the opponent's active Pokemon from retreating next turn, and then it takes 90 extra damage from attacks. That 90 extra damage is not really that important, because the more important part of it is that they can't retreat. So it's common for players to just bring up something that can't attack, and then they'll just use Tempting Trap over and over again. It's kind of like Snorlax, but it's on an attack rather than an ability.
And also 90 more damage.
Yeah, usually that's not relevant though, especially for control.
Yeah, unless you use Luxray and do 100 damage.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, we're just going to see block on the Radiant Greninja is going to come up. And here we go. This is where Mike is going to want to find his boss's orders, and that's really going to be his out to winning, or to getting closer to winning this game. The scary thing is if he draws his boss and Palpad out of order. In other words, if he draws Palpad first and then boss, he's risking the ability for that card to be airied away by Steven. And so he really wants to find boss as quickly as possible. There we go. Okay, perfect. So we got there. We'll place a boss. And okay, looks like he has enough to take the knockout. So Micah will advance to the finals with Ancient Box. Congratulations, Micah. All right, I'm going to go adjust to the idle scene here. Okay. Alrighty, and then we'll be back, folks, here in a few minutes for the final round. It looks like we have 6 minutes left, so we'll go check on the other top 4 match, and then we'll come back here in just a few minutes. Oh, we need to... It's Nate and Micah. We just had Micah's. I think it's this one here.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the finals of the EGS Temporal Forces League Cup. On the right, we have Micah from last round, who won in semifinals with Ancient Box, or with Roaring Moon. And on the left, we have Nate, who has also been streamed earlier today, playing Charizard. Yeah, we can start. At least from what the word I've heard on the street is that this is a difficult matchup for Ancient Box, but we'll see what Micah can do with it.
I'll be right back. I need to deliver something.
Deliver something to Asher? Sounds good. Alright. Nate's going to start 2 Charmander, attach one to the bench, pass over to Micah. Micah looking at his hand, kind of rocking back and forth. Maybe that means something good, maybe that means something bad. We'll find out. I think Micah's kind of doing his prize check here, seeing what resources he has to work with. Very common for experienced players, especially ones who are in the finals of a League Cup, to check their what cards are in their deck and deduce what cards are in their prize cards accordingly. So like we can find out, for example, in this case, Micah only runs 1 boss's orders in his deck, and if he goes through his deck and finds that there's no boss's orders in there, he knows it's in the prize cards, and so he can plan his plays accordingly, knowing that he doesn't have access to boss until he takes a few knockouts.
Alright, I'm back.
And Gracen is back. I think it was an earthen vessel. It can be kind of difficult because Micah looks like he plays all his cards to his discard pile, and our camera actually can't quite reach up that high.
Which is sad.
Which is sad.
Quote.
Alright, we're going to see Radiant Greninja come down. Conceal cards is going to discard 1 and draw 2. Radiant Greninja safe to play in this matchup because there's no chance of Nate trapping it. Nate's a very aggressive deck. Charizard aims to get out as soon as possible, take knockouts. So we can put the Greninja down, you know, and use it to draw a few cards here.
And can't Greninja Snipe. Of course.
Yeah, you can't Greninja Snipe, but that's okay, because discarding the energy to draw a few cards and then powering up our Sada's Vitality is the name of the game here.
And also, for all Nate knows, he could be running Gardevoir. If he hasn't revealed any ancient cards yet.
I was going to say, I think Nate's kind of scouted the room, probably knows that Micah's playing Ancient Box.
Yeah,
We're going to see a Pokegear come down. I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Pokegear's going to come down from Micah. Lets him look at the top 7 cards of the deck and choose a supporter card there. Looks like he's considering what to grab. He's going to grab Boss's Orders here. We'll see Great Tusk come down. Honestly, Great Tusk is, now that I'm thinking about it, this is probably how Micah wins the Zard matchup, because the Zard matchup is classically difficult for Ancient Box because Charizard's just got so much HP, and it's really hard to get through, but Great Tusk Mill, on the other hand, has a great well, maybe not a great Charizard matchup, but like has a little bit better matchup into Charizard. And considering that Micah runs 4 Great Tusk, it could be that he just is only going to focus on a Great Tusk strategy for this game, just trying to put an Ancient Booster Capsule on those Great Tusks, increasing their HP by 60, increasing it up to 200. And if Micah doesn't take any prize cards, then those Zards are only doing 180 damage and are never increasing that amount, which means they have to hit into a Great Tusk 2 times to knock it out.
Unless
in the meantime,
it runs Vitality Band, it does 190, which doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference, yeah. Vitality Band's not even going to get there. And we can't use Defiance Band because we're not behind on prize cards. Yeah. So I think that Micah's really going to focus on a Great Tusk Mill strategy here, where maybe we can, mill enough cards. Maybe we'll mill some important resources. We'll mill a Super Rod with a Pidgeot, or maybe mill some some rare candies. That's going to make it a lot harder for Nate to win. And given that it's going to take 2 hits from a Charizard to knock out a Great Tusk, in that time Micah can mill 8 cards. And then during both of those turns that he's milling 8 cards, Nate has to draw a card each turn, which means there's 10 cards being removed out of the deck, at the very least, every time a Great Tusk is attacking, or every time a Great Tusk comes out.
Which is a lot, which Nate runs... Does he run like Iono and Judge? He runs 3 Iono. Does he run Judge? No, just 3 Iono, which could also could help stall out.
I was going to say, this looks pretty similar to... Well, I won't say it's similar to Tord's List, because I don't think Tord's List ran Devolution or Airy, but yeah.
It doesn't run Evo?
I don't think Tord's List ran Devo. I mean, I could be wrong, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Luminion's going to come down. Lumineon says fish a supporter card out of the deck. We'll grab Arven. Arven's going to grab us 4 Sealstone and I think a Nest Ball, but I'm not positive. What are you doing? Bonk.
I'm keeping you awake, that's what I'm keeping you awake by
being silly.
doing something silly so
That's
you stay
fair.
awake and more active.
That's
Exactly.
fair.
Yep, totally not just me being weird.
We're going to see a Charizard come out. Oh, you know what? It's probably a rare candy. Yep, Charizard's going to come down. Infernal Rain is going to let us fish 3 energy out the deck, attach them to our Pokemon in any way we like. I was going to say, where are the energy? There we go. Okay. It's probably going to be 2 on the Charizard, and then probably 1 on the benched Charmander. Yep, exactly. And we're specifically putting it on that Charmander just because if Micah goes and mills any cards off the top of the deck, if you were to mill a Fire Energy or maybe 2 Fire Energy, then both of those Charmanders can't attack. So if we put it on 1, that ensures that we can have 2 different Charizards that have the possibility of attacking. Then we're going to see Burning Darkness come down, 180 onto the Great Tusk, not quite enough for a knockout. Mike is going to throw it on the Pokestop, spin the Pokestop. Only Super Rod this time. Dark Energy going to the discard pile is not the worst thing in the world because that does give us another card to attach with Sada. Yep, yeah, we're just going to see Sada come right out. Attach, draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. My question is, does Nate run a Lost Vacuum? He does not. Oof. Yeah, so Nate running a Lost Vacuum is actually really big for this matchup because a way that he could get around needing 2... we milled a Rare Candy and a Super Rod. Ooh, that's really good. Wait, and he does run a Lost Vacuum. Oh, he does. Yeah, that's actually an incredible hit because a way we can get around the 200 HP Great Tusk is by Lost Vacuuming off the tool card. So it doesn't have enough HP, and you can just knock it out with Burning Darkness. But that mill discarded a Super Rod, the Lost Vacuum, and I can't even remember the other card it discarded. It was another really important card, though.
Another Charizard.
Yeah, right? Oh, it was rare candy. It discarded a rare candy, a super rod, and the one lost vacuum. That was probably the best possible. Quite frankly, that's up there in terms of best possible mills for Micah. That was fantastic.
Round of applause.
Okay. Did he not attack? Am I tripping? Did he not attack? Because that Great Tusk still has 180 damage on it.
I think he just attacked. And then I got 180. And then I plays a awakening drum. Great Tuskimo. I'm like,
Yeah.
if it runs Hero Escape, like, it's a chunky Great Tusk, but will still be 2 tapped.
Mm-hmm.
Much more clear.
Okay. It's going to grab us a Pokegear and a Nest Ball. Yeah, Nest Ball is going to grab us probably another Great Tusk, right? Yep, another Great Tusk. And then that thins a card out of our deck, so when we use Pokegear, we can have a higher chance of finding like a Sada or an Explorer's Guidance.
Yeah, probably have those two because Great Tuskimo type thing.
Oh, here comes Luminion. The goal will be, yep, that's a fantastic play. Micah can use Counter Catcher to bring up the Luminion. He's going to mill 4 off the top. If he mills a Fire Energy, another Super Rod. Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous. Is that both Super Rod? That is both Super Rod milled from Nate. So Nate now doesn't really have an easy way, other than Palpad, of putting cards back into his deck. Oh, yeah, Palpad and Silene, which is huge. Yeah, we're going to see a Silene come down, and we're going to want to put a Super Rod back in.
Yeah.
That's a Tails. And a double Tails! Oh my gosh.
Even if it
What
was
a-
heads, what if Great Tusk milled the top deck?
It does, but then you can just use Quick Search to shuffle the... yeah, you can just use Quick Search to shuffle the deck, hypothetically. Oh no, he Quick Searched for Silene. He'd shuffle the deck somehow. There's no way he would put something back on top of the deck just to let it get milled by Great Tusk, right?
Yeah.
There's no way. Yeah.
But what would he search for? Ultra Ball?
I don't know.
His Ultra Ball?
Either way, it's a Tails flip, which is really, really bad for Nate. Now he's gonna have to try and find his...
I'm like, wait,
Palpad.
he doesn't have a discard.
Now he's gonna have to try. Yeah, now he's gonna have to try and find his Palpad to put the Silene back in, and then Quick Search out the Silene on the next turn after he Quick Searches the Palpad to try all that whole process again, all the whole time while Micah's running through his deck. Oh, we still found the energy. Oh, yeah. That's a good catch by Micah. Yeah, we've already played a supporter, so we cannot play Iono. It may seem like we didn't play a supporter because it had no effect, but we did indeed play a supporter. We'll take a knockout with Burning Darkness. On to Micah's turn. Yeah, the glare on that Great Tusk is horrendous.
Which I'm pretty sure it's like a 25% chance to roll
Sada will come
Tails.
down, attach an energy. It's really it's really nice, this whole how Sada really just makes this deck tick, or makes this deck really hum. Great Tusk's attack cost is only 2 of any energy, and so, you know, if you attach to the active and then play a Sada, attach 1 to the active, 1 to the bench, then you can just use a Sada as long as you have a Great Tusk in the active and on the bench, and you always can just keep cycling between the two, playing your supporter, making sure they have enough energy to attack, drawing a few cards to make sure that you have what
And
you
then
need.
you could use Penny.
True.
And then mill one card.
Yep. Well, you can still pick up with Penny. And deny a knockout, which could be important. Yeah, you want to be playing Ancient Supporters most turns.
But if you, like, got rid of all of your recycling cards, you want to do that.
Hmm?
If you got rid of all of your Great Tusk recycling cards, then that's your last Great Tusk.
That sounds like a bad play. Alright, Devolution comes out. Radiant Charizard, Ultra Ball, and Buddy Poffin. Yeah, pretty meager mill off the top.
But he did get a really good mill for...
Another Iona's going to come through. Wait, what? Why did we cut the deck? Oh, it was after the Pal Pad. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Great Tusk Mill loves to see Iono just because if you're not taking prize cards, every time your opponent plays an Iono, it's six fresh new cards. Which is really, I would love to see 6 new cards. Whenever that kind of thing happens, that would feel great for me.
Unless you have a really good hand.
Yeah. The Explorer's Guidance is going to come down, letting us look at the top 6, choose any 2 and keep them, discard the rest, and the discards were actually really good this time around. We discarded 3 Ancient cards, and a, 3 Ancient cards and an Energy. Then the Pokestop comes down, and we only get a Superior Energy Retrieval.
But still...
Still not bad. We'll just mill 4 off with Ground Collapse. Ooh!
The energy.
That energy's big. Energy is big, which means now if Micah traps something on the bench,
In the active.
Nate's got no more energy. One step closer to really just establishing a hard lock and then milling the opponent out. Alright, here comes Palpad. 2 cards gonna go back, 2 supporter cards gonna go back into the deck.
So basically, he built 2.
Yeah, but more importantly, this quick search is going to fetch us Silene, and Silene will let us put cards from our discard pile back into our deck, like Super Rod or Palpad.
But then he needs a search card as well.
That's fine. Pidgey's got a search card in Pidgeot. Oh, you're right, to shuffle the deck. Yes, he will. And for that reason, he might actually wait to play the Silene. Okay, he's just going for it right now. Is that another Tails? Bro, is that another... That's another double Tails.
That's like
Oh
very,
my
very low
gosh.
chance.
That's his only
For-
Palpad. That's literally it for...
That's 4
That's
in a row
horrible.
tails is really.
That's really rare. Wow.
Round of applause
Exactly.
for being lucky but not lucky.
Should be 2 item cards back to hand with that Pokestop. Super Rod. Yep, gonna fish 3 cards out. Yeah, it's just gonna be Great Tusks. We might put an energy back in. Maybe? I totally understand if he chooses not to. Yeah, okay, so they'll all go back in.
I'll just mill the top 4 once he uses an ancient supporter. If he uses an ancient supporter, which I think he's gonna do. I think you guys heard me right. Maybe not.
Is this Ultra Ball going to search? Yeah, this Ultra Ball is going to search out another Great Tusk. So that way we have another one prepped. I do not know how many prize cards Nate has, honestly. I haven't been keeping track. I do not know how close we are to this game ending. What I do know, though, is that that's not very many cards left in Micah's deck, which means that, you know, if he's playing any supporter cards, he's going to get down to a sketchily low amount of cards in deck. Okay, so we attached and drew 3. Did the Sada come down? Maybe we just missed when the Sada came down. Okay. Yep, Countercatcher Impleminion. That is huge. That is huge because now, as long as Micah has cards left in deck, he doesn't necessarily need to put the gas on at this point. He might just mill 1 until Nate runs out of cards because of the... Prime Catcher's really big. Yeah, Prime Catcher's really big because that's a switching card. This is just going all sorts of wrong for Nate. This is horrible.
And I think he needs to, I don't know.
Yep, Turo Scenario is going to come down. Lets him pick up a Pokemon, put it into the hand. Michael will have to try again. Quick Search is going to come out. Looks at the deck. He does have to choose something. You cannot choose to fail Quick Search. Question is there anything that's even worth grabbing at this point?
I would say probably just grab Iona and Iona.
It's true.
Just so there's more cards in the deck.
Yep. We're going to see a pass. I think that's 5 cards left in deck, so once Micah does one more mill here with an Ancient Supporter...
He'll have 1 card left in deck.
He'll have 1 card left in deck and he'll win.
So I would think he would have to Iona pretty soon. Unless Iona was milled or was discarded, then he doesn't really have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. And they might run out of time.
I don't think so. This is game 1. They still got plenty of time.
Yeah, but if they were to run out of time on game 2, then Micah would win.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just 1 at this point. Micah can't afford to play one of his Ancient Supporters because it'll draw too many cards. Quick Search will come down. Nate will grab a card. Not exactly certain why he's Quick Searching it. Oh, Iona, okay.
I would think it would be Iona. Because then it adds more cards to the deck.
Mm-hmm. At this point, you kind of want to play it because if Micah plays like a Sada or something like that, or an Explorer's Guidance and uses all the rest of the cards in his deck, it doesn't matter because he can mill the rest of the cards in Nate's deck, and Nate will draw from an empty deck first before Micah does. And so at this point, you probably want to play the Ino right now, depending on how many Ancient Supporter cards that Micah has in his discard pile. But it looks like, yeah, he just scoops up his cards. Yeah, Micah's got this first game. Very well done on Micah's part.
I think he's just going to do the same thing.
I think so, yeah.
Because that's the best bet of him winning.
Yeah, Roaring Wind doesn't do enough damage to win.
I mean, it can knock out Pidgeot, and do a lot of damage to his, and then do like 280 damage to Zard, and then after that, attack again.
Yeah, and then you're just two-shotting Zards. It's a losing combo when Zard can power itself up, and you have to keep powering up these Roaring Moons with 2 energy. You have to keep finding Sadas and things like that. Whereas Zard's just there. And they only have to find a Zard. They don't have to power it up, and they only have to find that stuff every other turn as opposed to every turn.
But the first time you attack into Zard, it can survive 2 turns because of Ancient Booster.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Alright.
Looks like we're making some preparations to kind of figuring out what we're doing for game 2. Unless I'm mistaken. That's just game 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I think Nate would choose to go second. Because Great Tusk Mill doesn't get a chance to mill for 4 cards first turn.
Mm-hmm.
If not...
Alright, game 2 starts. Micah goes first. He starts Great Tusk, which is exactly what we want to see. Nate starts Manaphy, which is not ideal. Oh, Micah picks up his deck. Let's make sure we're... Oh, he played a search card. We just can't see it. And this first time around, we're going to see a deck search come out.
Why did it click off Trezor? That happened both going.
Just doing some quick prize checking here. Edgy. Oh, Gracen never change.
And also, Micah could also just try to stall as well. There's another thing that Micah could do. Stall. Why? Because you already got game 1.
True. Yep. We have 75 minutes though to play this finals, so it can be difficult to do that. Alright, looks like we had attached Ancient Booster Pass. Really, that's a fantastic opening for Micah because even though Nate can't evolve first turn, he's ready to go. If Nate plays like an Iona or something like that, all Micah needs to find is an Ancient Supporter and energy to attach, and then he is chilling. He is doing okay, and he can start just milling cards. And the sooner you can start milling cards, the better, because, you know, the sooner you start hitting important cards like Rare Candy or whatever. So going first with Great Tusk, I think, is actually not the worst thing in the world, because if you get to evolve first, well, you would have got... You get to start milling before they play Rare Candy regardless, so maybe it doesn't matter. But...
They just prefer to go second.
Yeah.
Like Mew goes from 1 second. Dang it.
Micah's kind of considering his options here. I think we played Explorer's Guidance, which lets us look at top 6. Choose any 2. You can come back here if you want. You just have to close the door back.
So, Micah's currently winning?
Yeah, Micah's won. You should consider getting this for your decks. You got it already. Good. Yep, Micah's up 1-0. He successfully milled. He on his first mill hit Super Rod, Rare Candy, the only lost vacuum in Nate's deck, and then Nate flipped Double Tails twice on Silene.
Both times.
Yeah.
So 4 tails in a row.
Yep. So deck looks great when stuff like that happens.
You know, I could just take the deck white right now in the middle of the game. As
Yeah.
the legal owner of the property. Be a shame. I think it's just a top 4 on the top into the finals.
And joining us as a third commentator, Asher Campbell.
Hi, it's me, Asher Campbell. You might know me from my misplaying on stream against Great Tusk and misplaying on stream against Nate, which is not the deck or the player. It's just Nate.
That's okay though. Let's focus on the current plays.
Micah's build has a
4 Great Tusk. It's pretty good.
Our Great Tusk. Yeah, I gave him the idea for that, by the way. Trademark me 2024. No, we were in testing with that. It seemed really strong. Did he keep the fighting energy? No, he went just an all dark energy. That's so interesting. Like, does he? So, the kind of logic there. Have you talked about the logic there yet?
Of not running any fighting energy?
Yeah.
Not really. Go for it.
Alright, so you remove the Crydons entirely from the deck, so you just have a loss to Noivern. No one's playing Noivern, no one's playing Lugia, so you're fine to just go all out on the Mill strategy. Mill is a very powerful archetype in general, and the fact that you get to capitalize on just making your matchups good, making an Ancient Box deck is pretty huge. So he only has 3 of the Flutter Mane, which is, I think, is interesting. I don't know what he cut for it. The 4th one for.
Is that for like Lost Box and that's it?
Flutter Mane's for Lost Box, it's for Charizard, it's for Chimpao, it's for Gardevoir, all of which are significant for different things. As we saw earlier on stream, Clayton tried to go spin innocently into a Flutter Mane, which does not work.
You cannot do that.
So
You do not have the sufficient energy to use the attack.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. He just
rough.
passed, but it looked like he tried to spit into it.
Well, Pat was telling me about a player he played on live today where they actually bossed up the Flutter Mane and tried to spit it. And that did not work either.
Honestly, it's something I would do. Yeah, so not having Crydon in the deck, I think is probably the move as of right now.
Well, yeah, you
Especially-
never. Anytime you hit an energy, it's like, cool, I need that energy.
Right,
It's
right.
not like, oh, I have fire energy in my hand, but I need it in my discard pile, or I didn't draw any of my fighting
You have
energy.
the Superior. No, he keeps the superior. You actually need the superior less. It's good because you could just put two into the discard whenever. I honestly consider running a Grant in this list just for the extra discarding. There's been multiple times where he's just whiffed for some.
That's
knockout
true.
stuff.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Especially with him cutting one less. He has one less ancient card because he's going. His logic there was he's not going for the 2-shot or like 1-shot plays for Zards at any point in time. He's just milling them, and he can do that with Chimpao too, honestly, and still beat it. So
Nice.
You could sit down, actually.
I don't need to sit down. I was about to use the bathroom. Let's see. Anything else to talk about here? Awakening Drums is...
Oh, look at this board. This
thing.
board's insane.
He doesn't really have access to his ace spec is the thing. Like, he doesn't have enough to where it makes sense. And if he does, then he's milling himself faster.
Well, that's the whole thing that you discover in the mirror is like you play Sada and you draw 3 cards and you draw for turn, but then you mill 4. It's like you're not really getting much over your opponent as opposed to just milling 1.
Right.
But
So
if you keep
your opponent has
cards
to be
in your
playing
hand,
cards.
You could Iono to getting cards in your deck versus milling cards, which are gone forever.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, so... It looks like Nate has approximately 18 cards left in deck. He's got a couple of turns left. How many prizes is he taking? Can we check the prize cams?
No.
No prize cam.
No prize cam? You're such a silly goose.
I never unhid them or whatever you said.
Yeah, do not know how.
I don't know how, frankly. Oh, literally just that. Okay, so hold on.
So we're gonna deactivate, activate. This could be that. Okay. No, they're just not gonna work right now. Cool. Anyways, I
But
think,
it's on lock.
Micah is just.
Well, it's not on.
Doesn't need to be on. I just turned it on over there.
Oh, okay.
I think Micah's in prime position to win this, honestly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just a great matchup for Micah. We've tested it a little bit. Just rough.
No,
I think Great Tusk is a fantastic card. Me and Emmy were playing. I went 3-0 at locals with Mill a couple days ago, and we got top 8 with it. Just hit stall, unfortunately. If Emmy hit any other deck, she would have been clearing this entire thing. So, I think Great Tusk is a fantastic card, and I think people should respect it more, honestly. But I don't really know how you respect it, just because all the things that currently counter it are just dunzo if they're in the active spot. So,
Airy? That's a good mill.
that's that's rough. That's so rough.
Yeah, at this point, Nate realizes kind of what he's up against. He's like, I'm not even gonna bother going for two Charizards.
Yeah.
Not even gonna bother. I'm gonna leave as many resources as I can.
I could take advantage of that and just start like honking what. I don't think he really wants to.
What's a honka honka?
Knockouts. I
Go for Masher.
Micah, but it just depends on how much he's milled already. Like if it's at a point where like, oh, there's nothing left, I could just take knockout on Zard and then make this easier.
Yeah.
Because he does have Moon with energy on the bench. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how many prizes he has left. It's looking like it's Micah's game now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I think with this build, instead of running the Awakening Drum, I think you might run the cape. We'll see.
Okay. Alright. So, let's... Why did he bring Trying Moon is the question. Squawk.
We're going to see Counter Catcher come up. It's going to bring up the Manaphy. Forces Nate to have an energy retreat, but frankly, there's so many switching cards in Nate's deck, and he has Quick Search to be able to access it whenever he wants. It's not a big deal. I think Mike is kind of pivoting to a more of a knockout game plan, given that Nate's not really representing a good, powerful board, and is keeping some resources in deck, so it might be advantageous to actually go for a knockout on a Charizard here. And force him to have a stutter turn where Nate can't do much.
I think Nate just got Turo.
Is it a Counter Catcher Manaphy?
Yeah.
He's done though.
Well, no, he has a billion switching outs, and he can find them all with Quick Pidgeot. He has Prime Catcher, he has Turo's Scenario, and he has Energy.
He's done so. Got the knockout there. I don't know, I wish we could see the amount of prize cards that Nate had left. Should we tell him to not use the prize cam thing just so we can see the prizes for next game?
I guess we could. I've just been dealing with it all day.
That's crazy.
Squawk.
I mean, hot diggity dang, that's crazy.
Incense.
Oh, the background's not animated right now. That's sad. Worked hard to animate that for the Lane Fates one.
Palpat's going to put two supporters back in the deck. Looks like Explorer's Guidance and Asada.
Such a good turn. He's just going for the normal attack strategy, so two shooting his own. I think he's reached that point I was talking about earlier where he's milled enough of the resources to where it just makes more sense to go for the two shots, honestly, if he's putting enough pressure. So if he's gotten rid of everything to where Nate can't recycle Charmanders and get more Zards in, then that's what he's going to be going for. Especially since Zard can't immediately one-shot this back if he has the Ancient. Does he have the Ancient in there?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, that's a riff.
Yeah, only 120.
Maybe go into a game 3. I actually don't know. We'll see. I would love to pop out and just search. What do you have left in the deck? I don't see any Charmanders there. Unless that's what he just grabbed.
Buddy.
He already got rid of the Palpad with Mill, and he just used the Turo. He doesn't play more than one Turo. So I think Nate might just go for a manual. Oh wait, it is a Charmander. He just quick search for the last Charmander. Okay. So then we're not going for the manual attachments on Pidgeot yet.
It's a knockout. Micah's got to find something here.
Micah's playing kind of fast. He only plays fast when he feels like he has it, so I don't know what he got.
How long do you know Micah for? Oh, yeah, it looks like you didn't find anything, so he just scoops. Yeah.
How long have I known Micah for?
Yeah. I've never met him before, and you're talking like you've known him for a while.
I was trying to figure out some funny bit to mess with you with and be like, dude, he's my cousin or something, but like, nah. I've known him for like half a year now, but we've just paired at 100 Cups, and He lives in Eugene, so he's come up recently for testing.
Nice.
So you're gonna see him a lot for testing at Andrew's place.
Cool.
Yeah.
About cubing? About cubing?
No, testing.
No, only testing.
Yeah, sorry, Lacey. For stealing Eric. I want to go tell them how the prize is at online.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, we gotta update the match score. All right, we're 1-1. We're in the final here. We got one more game to determine who will walk home.
I did too. So
the Elite GameSpot League Cup champion.
More importantly, 1.5K champion.
Yep.
And those 50 world points.
Yeah, 50 world points too. Neither of these people are trying to go to worlds though, which is funny.
Yep. All right, here comes Buddy Poffin.
That is actually the optimal starter there. So.
Why is that?
He just has a weirder workaround for the Bidoof being in the active and Pidgeot possibly being in the active, so he can never do a little pivot search thing. He always has to promote something else, search, or immediately have his retreat. He just doesn't have the security for early.
You're talking about that's a bad. Okay, so that's a bad start for Nate.
No, that's a good start for Mike. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a missed start for Nate. It just means he'll have to attach retreat the barrel instead of just the barrel Taro, because he did that play against me once, which it did make the most sense right then and there. You have no snipe ability. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I have been tracking this entire time. I'm just coming in halfway through. I only have to do. Where am I? Cover my bites. Just new kid?
Oh, it's just a wrapper.
I think I'm gonna leave you guys to commentate the rest. I'm scuffing it.
Actually, no, you're not scuffing it. Could I lift this up real quick?
Go ahead.
I feel like all my stuff. You ain't scuffing it, Asher. In fact, I need it.
You need it?
Please. Yeah.
Alright. Do I need to go full commentator mode and take over the chair? Instead of me just staying in the background?
Do you want a chair?
I'll take your chair.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll get up.
And then you can take my chair.
Alright, full commentator mode.
You can take my chair.
No.
Okay.
Alright, so we're going into Micah's turn here. I didn't see what is in his hand or what cards, but I think he's contemplating between some discards and just seeing what he needs to recover later on and what he needs to grab immediately. I don't know if he... What is he... Let me see his list real fast. What is his searching cards? So, excuse you. He does play 2 Ultra Ball. Okay. So I think it has an Ultra Ball contemplation there. Here's the drum. 4 vessel. Okay, so he has plenty of discard options early on here. Oh, he's just benching. Okay. So he was contemplating if he's going to go aggro or if he's just going to go for the mill again. And I think he's just going to go for the mill again. So
I think he just wants to remove resources from Nate's deck and then kind of decide from there. Are we going to, just go? How are we going to go for the kill? Are we going to go for the, for knockouts? Or are we just going to continue milling once we kind of, reduce the resources down a little bit?
I think he was going to. I think optimally he wants to kill at least something useful to him, probably like Bidoof, Pidgey, a Charmander early, and that's kind of why he's going second there. Otherwise, I think going first.
Oof, that is a turn 2 quick
better.
search.
Yeah, because if you whiff the Ancient boosters off that turn 2, you're just kind of boned. That's what you bank off, is getting 2-shot while you're milling. You want to get 2 mills off of the Great Tusk beforehand. So right now, if he prime catches that Great Tusk and attacks into it immediately, that is actually really rough. That means he's going to be forced to play his Penny earlier. It's not the best. So, yeah. So he's attaching to the barrel, or Bidoof, not a barrel yet. Polar Man's just a silly little goofy guy, doing his best. I just dropped an energy card.
Mischievous guy.
The only type that's bad right now is fighting. There's not
There's no good fighting types. There's no good grass types.
Good fighting archetypes. Oh, that's not true. That's
Iron
not true at
Leaves
all.
doesn't count.
I mean, finding support is what I should say.
Oh.
So he's just going for the
true,
knockout
yeah.
on that Flutter Mane, though. So we're chilling. Micah's fine. He's fine. He's got another Great Tusk there. Explores Guidance. He'll go the manual attachment. He's chilling. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 16 minus 14 should be really easy math.
2.
16 minus 14?
It's 2.
6, 0.
Oh, 6D minus 14. I thought I heard 16.
That is
Hold
not
on.
2.
See, I'm tired. 60 minus 14 is 46.
Cool. So Nate is sitting at 46 cards left in deck right now.
That's incredible that you know that.
You just count everything that's in play and discard, and then subtract it.
That's what I do.
And then
Okay.
minus 4 cards. Here's Merlin, Charizard, Buddy Puffin, Charmeleon, and a Charmander.
That's actually
Let's
so good.
go! That is a fantastic mill.
That is a really good mill.
Does he play Super Rod? He plays 2 Super Rod.
2 super.
Okay, so he's not in the clear yet. We have a Pocket Monsters fork.
We do, and it's got like no point on it. I don't know how you're supposed to eat food with that thing.
I
But
think this is a baby fork. Why is a baby?
That's my
I think it's a Gracen
I guess
fork.
you're a baby then.
Yeah,
I'm
baby.
not a baby.
I guess that
Alright.
makes you a baby then.
I'm not.
You're not. I'm messing with you.
It's debatable.
It actually stabs well.
Oh, does
What are
it
you
really?
stabbing?
Okay.
Let me test it.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's get this Angel Box out of here. Let's go to
Charizard?
Zard.
The Charizard.
Zard got that quick search ability, Infernal Rain, just a sexy mofo out there, you know. Great Tusk, also a sexy
That's
mofo.
some A+ commentary right there.
It is, because I lost track of what's going on the turn, and I also don't have the cool, like, little, I know how many cards are left in the deck thing. I guess we can do an approximation, because he doesn't have anything after
A Lost
the mill.
Vacuum's big because that's going to remove a Lost Vacuum off and allow him to get a, essentially win one turn faster.
So he's at 40 cards left in deck right now, I think.
Yeah, we're going to see Lost Vacuum come out.
Prime Catcher.
Prime-Catcher's so good, dude. You can't stall. You can't
Yes.
stall anymore. Like, if you try to stall, your opponent will just find Prime Catcher and then gust something up while moving you to the bench.
I think this is
So
going to be a
good.
dub for Zard. Honestly, with the Lost Vacuum immediately, that means Micah's forced to keep the cape on, and if he in hand because he knows he can get vacuumed. I'm pretty sure I saw the cape, or not cape in hand, the thingy in hand because he can get vacuumed.
Ancient booster.
Yeah, Ancient Booster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely rough.
Right, and then if he doesn't, because he's trying to set up multiple in a turn, and if he just gets bossed around and then he vacuums, then he just needs to Palpad. Does he play? He plays boss, right? He plays 1, 2 boss. How many boss? Oh, he doesn't play any normal boss. Oh, he plays 2 normal boss. I'm so silly. No, I think Nate's got this. I think Nate's chilling actually. Unfortunately for Micah.
Micah,
Olton. This is the guy got 10th at Worlds, 14th at Worlds, something at Worlds 2010.
Oh, it's this guy.
Yeah.
I never met him. You just told me his name is Micah. So didn't
Yeah,
you say
but
he has like a luck? Wait, so have we got the Lux Trump list from him to put on PTCG Legends?
Oh,
Okay, because I'm pretty sure they don't have that.
maybe.
Maybe.
Dude, I love Great Tusk. Hell yeah. He's going for the knockout. No. Hopefully they can hear my honks. Got sitting at 3
can.
prize cards left. They can hear the honks. Hell yeah.
The
Or
honks
Earthen
is your
Vessel.
signature move.
My signature move. He might be going for the... What is he going for? I don't think you can keep up the pace for Mill. He has to explore his guidance, and he can't explore his guidance and Sada set up consistently. Like, he needed to have the extra turn where he started milling already. Because he doesn't have... Or just get lucky and draw into the Ancient Boosters, but he only has 2 Ancient Boosters left.
What if he draws into?
So if he guidances, he's gonna put those back in. But if he guidances, be nice with my Sadas, sir. Don't throw them. Leave them alone.
You're
Man.
not good 14th at Worlds 2010.
Hmm?
You're not good 14th at Worlds 2010.
Are you looking at Masters Division? He wasn't a master at the time.
Oh, what was he, a senior?
I think so.
Let
You could have him show you.
He's
Whatever.
me look here.
Was he a
Yeah.
junior?
He was a junior.
Okay. Hell yeah. What did he get? Ow.
14th.
Oh, it was 14?
Yeah.
Great memory.
We gotta tell people he was like, we're gonna get Lux Chomp. I don't know if people care though. I don't know if Alex Wilson cares.
Just by the guidance, I think, or he just grabbed it off Pokegear, allegedly.
Pokegear.
That is the Explorer's Guidance regional stamp promo. I'm like 99% sure.
That's the one they have stamped. That's the stamped one.
Yeah, they didn't do Sada. They did Explorer's Guidance.
That's horrible. Why?
I mean, I guess it's more applicable to more decks. It replaces Chorus and Arcpiles. Duh.
There we go.
It does literally the same thing.
Speaking
you
of
see
like
one more
Chorus,
card.
I was gonna say Chorus and Explorer's Guide. Speaking of, have you paid any attention to the Hassel supporters coming in the next set?
The what?
It's Hassel, Hassel.
What does it
So if one of your Pokemon's knocked out last turn, look at the top 8 cards of your deck and put 3 into your hand and shuffle the others back into your deck.
do? That's cool.
It's actually not bad. I
That's
was
reusable
listening to
Ninja.
Omnipoke's. Yeah.
Who's Omnipoke?
Yeah, right. He was mentioning
what's
that
his
it's like Joe from Omnipoke.
Joe Mama.
Oh,
We got him. Oh, anyways, they're playing a top cut.
Anyway, so he was talking about how in that that card might be like good in Lost Box because like if you look at the top 8, you can dig a little bit further. You should run like 1, and then you have a 5th chorus. It's genius because they always have stuff getting knocked out.
I prefer having
yeah. Back to
Raihan.
the match.
I'm so sad. Raihan's gone. I'd rather just run a Fire Lost Zone with Mila and then Mila for some Lost Vacuum. Same thing.
What are you talking about?
What? For a 5th chorus? Just get 2 in Lost Zone?
Yeah, play a 5th chorus. Play Hassel.
Play Mila.
No, because you have a giant hand. I'd rather get like Hassel's always usable.
Alright, we're gonna start a podcast where just me and you arguing over Pokemon
Yeah,
decks.
there we go.
Welcome to the Asher and Eric. Is it our names? It is our names. Asher and Eric Argue Podcast. Is Micah running all mixed matched energy, bro?
No, he runs like all hollow 151 energy and then
Oh,
one
'cause he had to replace
2010
mine.
play Pokemon.
Okay.
Energy.
Yeah, because he needed to replace him. Sheesh. I wonder if he's gonna unsleeve, give the deck back to me or not. Or if I just get the new sleeves.
Who knows?
Who knows?
What time is it? Bro, it's 7:30.
I need to do my assignments. So we're gonna knock out there. Just 2 more turns for Zard to
You should play
take the
Commander
win.
tomorrow night without Leo.
I'm not gonna play Commander tomorrow. I have too much stuff. Without Leo.
Without Leo, he'll be a Magic Club.
It feels like cheating. How else am I supposed to know who the Magic ruling's from?
Me.
Who else am I supposed to know the Magic ruling's from? Alright, so we got Explorer's Guidance. Hopefully he gets into... If he doesn't get into Ancient Booster plus Basic, he's kind of farmed.
Yeah,
He's
this
cooked.
is looking real sketch for Mike. It's not necessarily getting a lot better. He keeps checking the discard pile.
I think he just needs to keep on milling.
Mill. He
So
still
if
says
he-
top 4. This is
Why
final.
doesn't he come to EGS or Mox if he's...
We can talk about that later.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, this is finals. I'm washed
You're washed
as a content creator.
as a content
Wait,
creator.
hold on, press space. Now it's not centered. Bam. That's better. That's a lot better. There we go.
Dang, it's the finals. They won one. But only one can be the one who won the cup of the 1K.
Are you serious right now?
I'm one with you.
Nope, you almost had it. I was the rage.
Why is one pronounced one? Why is it not on or own?
Une.
Yeah.
Une.
Or own. It would be own.
Uni. You can do
One.
Why do we have OWN and ONE and they're pronounced completely differently?
1 and 1 are pronounced the same. They're spelled differently.
Or like BLOOD and WOOD, blood and wood. Why is it not blued? Anyway, back to the match.
Because it's not.
Hey guys.
This is sick. Your dad's gonna listen to this later and be like, "This is some bomb commentary."
Yeah. My head hurts. I'm getting brain zaps. Just kidding.
I need to eat.
I had like the first time ever I experienced brain zaps was at Vancouver Regionals, and I just woke up and it just felt like my brain got electrocuted. Weird.
What are brain zaps?
It just feels like your brain's getting electrocuted. It's weird.
All right.
I'm not actively
No
actually
comment.
getting it, but like I found out it was a thing because I was like, feels like brain electrocute. It's interaction with medication. That's what I get for being a narcoleptic boyo.
Yeah.
Fun fact, in case the stream didn't know, I have narcolepsy and depression.
Same, brother.
Anyways, we got a Silene here flipping double tails, unfortunately.
We're double.
Did he flip?
No, he's going to, because leaking the script, tails.
Oh my gosh!
See,
Dude!
6 tails in a row?
What is happening?
6 tails in a row.
Silene's a bad card! I
Yep,
told
you heard him.
y'all. I told y'all. That's why I ain't playing it in the PAL.
6 tails in a row is crazy. You play Silene again. Then it's another.
That is the
double tail.
first super rod actually being used. He still has more. Dude, I think Nate's chilling.
If you ever want me to swap out that saline for basic energy, just let me know. So probably will do more for you.
Got Eric going for some judge harassment. Is that legal? I don't know.
Who knows?
They don't care. They're here for the money. Dude, I love Pokemon. Pokemon is pretty cool.
And the winner of this match is the winner of this match.
Why is he putting the hand out there?
What?
You just giving him the game? Is that what's happening? Or the other way around?
Who won?
I think Micah just scooped to Nate.
Or did Nate scoop the mic?
Dang. Is that it?
I'm pretty sure Micah just scooped to Nate.
It do be done like that?
Doobie doobie dooba doobie doobie dooba. Nate, Nate, you won, right?
Who won?
Nate.
Wow! Tier 0 format who? Crazy, guys.
Congratulations.
Charizard EX. Congratulations to Nate. Quote unquote, man, I never get more than top 4 at any of these things.
Congratulations to him winning with Charizard. He'll be winning our great prize bounty of...
$2.
I'm not even sure what the prizes are. But, hey, everyone, thank you for tuning in. And for our 3 concurrent viewers, thank you for sticking it out for Asher and I's bomb commentary for that final game. Charizard's a good deck. Yeah, thanks for coming out, and everybody have a good night.